Please, you guys should share, subscribe, hit that like button. Now we gotta talk about this, man. The entire DC military parade celebrate the Army 250 anniversary. Now, this is the Purge Day. You know, as Trump signal possible U.S. involvement in Israel and Iran conflict. You know, everything you see right here on this celebration day is they setting up the stage. I told you guys earlier, all this is a stage set. And now President Donald Trump have indicated that the United States could possibly, potentially, I should say, become involved in the escalation conflict between Israel and Iran. In an interview with a new outlet on Sunday, Trump stated it's possible we could get involved, while also clarifying that the U.S. is currently not directly involved in the conflict. The U.S. has strategically positioned military assets, including jet fighters, ships, and ground-based air defense systems, near the region of the conflict to safeguard American interests, personnel from potential Iran attack. Although the U.S. have not openly assisted Israel in its military operations and have provided support to help Israel defend itself. In a separate statement on his social media platform, Trump expressed the optimism about the situation, stating, "We will have peace soon between Israel and Iran." This message suggests a diplomatic effort to resolve the conflict, although it says they specified any potential peace agreement would not disclose it. Trump also mentioned a phone call with Russia President Vladimir Putin, indicating that he will be open to Putin involvement meditating the conflict. Trump notes that Putin have called him about the situation and that they have a lengthy discussion on the matter. This development is significant given Russia's strategy alliance with Iran, as the two nations have collaborated against the U.S. interests in conflict in Syria and Iran. Now, this thing is deep. Well, it's more than what you think about the immigration laws that they take, and this is about trying to depopularize a population. This is about population control. Now, this is how they celebrate this day. So let's roll this clip, you guys. You know, that's the beginning of the tipping of the iceberg. I tell you guys, this is like the movie, watching the Purge. Then all of a sudden, you see destruction. You see how really crafty these people can get. They even got the AI even out. I'm telling you guys, man, all this, they put it right in your face. This is the beginning of them setting the stage up. Now let's go.
Donald J. Trump and First Lady Melania Trump.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for who? White folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, would you please rise for the singing of our national anthem? Wait, if you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or Gilbert Street, this is...
People look like nuts, man. Tell y'all, man. Tell y'all, man. They make up the population. They time y'all. All that national anthem. They have not been good by far. I feel sorry, but I don't. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. I don't feel sorry. You sitting all this years, you put your right hand and I pledge allegiance to what? To white folks. That's who you pledge to. All this time, man. We've been fools. Nowadays here, man. And we just sitting here, we standing in their way, man. We need to be separate. I mean, immediately separate. You don't see no black folks in that crowd. And I hate to say it like that, man. Most you may, as you guys come in, you know what I mean. Most you may be feeling like, oh, he's racist now. No, it's just the way it is, man. Everybody seeing America for what she is. Public enemy. Number one in God's radar. And these are all the white folks taking the stage. You don't see you do you see any black people in that crowd? They said the parade was so much garbage that they said was empty. I don't know, but this is what people saying. But this I'm saying, y'all. This is just the beginning. You guys see the purge, how they had the parade. Just watch this parade now. Watch this 2 hour parade now. They kill me when they say that. That when the land of the free, boy, they kill me when they say that. But when you start seeing free, when you start being thinking you've been set, that you was told that you were set free. Since when you've been free, they kill me. They kill me every time. You know what I mean? When they said, "In the land of the free, and no one say."
Before we even had a country, we had an army. Small, unorganized.
You know, you look at this, man. These are not true patriots, man. Patriotics, headaches, and heart attacks, man. These are not true patriots. These are patriotic. You know what I mean? Ain't you don't see no black people. I hate to say it like that. You don't see no black people right here. You don't. You don't.
Shoprunners and farmers, but they fought the most powerful army in the entire world to stand still in Concord, Lexington, and Bunker Hill. Then our Continental Congress chose George Washington as general of our Continental Army. But it wasn't until 1 year later, on July 4th, 1776, that news arrived of the signing of our Declaration of Independence. Now we had a new army and a new nation. With little gunpowder, no shoes, bloody feet, few cannons, little training, and even less. Valley Forge started in December. They went into winter camp in December of 1777. Approximately 2,000 Americans died that winter of disease. They lived through hell, but they never ever gave up. Not this army, not this first American army. Finally, Washington and his army arrived here at Yorktown, where they had General Cornwallis and his powerful British army trapped in this city against the sea. All of the preparation that Washington has learned through the course of those 6.5 years used its full force here at Yorktown, and he employs it brilliantly. Sailing from the Caribbean, the French Navy arrived and took on the British fleet. Washington decided to make our men began able to get closer and closer to the fort, finally getting within rifle and cannon range. Naturally, George Washington bats, knives, and fists was bloody to say the least. But within an hour, we were victorious. And as the sun came up the next day, Cornwallis looked out and realized he was in serious trouble. So he prepared an all-out, desperate counterattack.
I want to say escalations continue to heat with Iran and Israel. You see how America is making Israel, little do they don't know, Israel going to be defenseless. Because when you got Russia and that Cold War between America and Russia, America gonna have to fight it out. And see, Israel over there, when they get defenseless and get weak, Iran will control Israel and all through the Jordan River. Let's roll this clip, man, because you guys, we got a lot to cover, man. Let's roll this clip.
And the British were forced to surrender. We were supposed to lose to the best army and the largest and most professional nation in the world. But our young army had won the war and our freedom. The freedom we hold so dear. And 250 years later, what started as a ragtag group of shop owners has now become the most powerful army in the world. Today, many things are very different from that army during Yorktown. But one thing remains the same. An undying passion, guts, and love for our country remains deep in the heart of today's army. When I look into their faces, you can see it. That will never change. God bless the United States Army, and God bless the United States of America.
God hates America. He hates this wicked country. When they doing that, telling you God bless America. God's name been blasphemy. God is not blessing this nation. The Most High is not blessing this nation. The Most High is finna destroy this nation. So when you get your own black people, content creators, man, I keep saying, man, America don't have a permanent future. This is not our place. All we doing is passing through, y'all. This is not a permanent home. We just passing through, brothers. It's all. Because they didn't show you how long they had it. But they can't have it too long. They can't have it too long.
See this property on Craigslist for $4,300 a month? Well, it's been sitting empty for the last 28 days. international significance. They were founded back in 1922 by Army Chief of Staff John J. Purge. They're led today by Colonel Bruce R. Pulver and Drum Major Ron Moore. Today, Purging Zone is playing a melody entitled The Army Goes Rolling Along. This is actually...
I'm gonna say it like this: Black people, we don't have no time to be fighting these white man's wars. We don't have no time to be showing ourselves. I'm gonna say it like this, man. What's coming on this world, y'all? God is gonna tell us don't partake. Don't partake. Don't be out here partaking now. Don't be out here protesting, holding signs, and they ain't want to do nothing since they don't want to do nothing and haven't been doing nothing for us. This, you know what I mean? Just separate yourself because it's going to get a time, y'all. That separation will come. We have no business being with people that don't even have the heart to or have the desire to love us. Because if they ever loved us, then what's the evidence? What's the, you know what I mean? The restitution. If there's any evidence, then where's the evidence that we need to see? Where's our, you know what I mean, restitution? And you know what I mean? And see, most black folks, most of us black folks, black people, we want to integrate with the enemy. We want to partake with the enemy. See, when I say we have to flee, come out of her, my people. We can't partake with these people, man. You can't be out here thinking everything is going to be cool out here. Now, every man, you know what I mean, is going to have his day. A man going to reap what he sowed. So you can't be out and get out here, being out here with people. Because these are not a time where, you know, these are good times. This is a wicked time, brothers and sisters.
Written in 1908 by the then Lieutenant Edmund Louis Gruber, which was a descendant of Franz Gruber, who composed Silent Night. It was originally written to be the 5th Artillery Regimental song titled The Caissons Go Rolling Along, and in 1956 the lyrics were revised by Harold Arberg as the official song of the U.S. Army, and then retitled The Army Goes Rolling Along. Purging Zone carries on its century-old legacy, playing a march that brings pride to every soldier. The Army Song. The 3rd Infantry Regiment, the oldest active duty unit in the U.S. Army. Established back in 1784, the unit was dubbed the Old Guard by Major General Winfield Scott during a victory parade in Mexico City after the Mexican War. It is the U.S. Army's official ceremonial unit and presidential escort.
Let me say this. Black people had no business fighting these white man's war to save their independence. We don't have no business when we went in and fought Germany, defeated Germany. We went in to the Philippines and Mexico, and we went in to Pearl Harbor when black people blood was shed throughout Pearl Harbor. When the Japanese slaughtered black people. We have no business fighting these white man's war. Fighting and saving their independence. We had no business fighting their wars and fighting this white man's war of independence. Because, you know, if you guys saying, well, this ain't our fight, right? If it ain't our fight, then why are you going fighting their wars there? Why do you see black people going and fighting and going join this war? if it ain't our fight. Some of you guys let it. You guys let it seek in, man. Let it marinate too. Because some black people, man, they feel like, man, they feel like they belong here. They feel like they're American citizen. Well, you know damn well we don't belong here. You know damn well these people don't like us. You know damn well we don't belong here. Because they never did. You know what I mean? Like us until a point. Because if they loved us, then where's the evidence? If they love us, where's our restitution? See, most of you integrate with this enemy. Most of you ready to marry this enemy. You are in love with this enemy. And so, you know what I mean? It's so silly. It's so silly, man. To fight their wars and say their independence. It's so silly, man. You got black folks that the Uncle Toms, you know what I mean? The white men bootlicking, you know, white man baked and sissy pies.
Conducting year-round tactical training to ensure the highest standards and utmost discipline of its soldiers. The unit routinely represents the U.S. Army and our nation at official ceremonies, major sporting events, and their own, the U.S. Army's own Twilight Tattoo. The Old Guard also maintains 24-hour vigil of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, while also conducting funeral services honoring our fallen heroes at Arlington National Cemetery. The regiment's 50 campaign streamers stand as a testament to its long, faithful service to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. In 1775, the shot crowned the world.
Ain't nobody lied to me. They said this shit was empty. There's more people out there protesting. Tens of thousands of people protest. Ain't nobody. Hey, Harry, you know what I mean? They got more people that's in the parade than the crowd. People ain't buying this shit, bro. People see straight through this shit. People's not buying through this shit. They're really not buying it, man. All this is some damn stage they setting up, man. And they put it good. They put it right in your face, man. They make things look good too. They put it right, and you know most black people gonna sell themselves, man. They're gonna be sellouts. They're gonna be sellouts to America because look, what's coming on this earth. Pray that these earthquakes don't come next month. You know, there's a good sister, you know what I mean, that I watch. She explained everything, you know what I mean, to the T. And she said, I pray and hope that next month won't be the month that, you know, we start getting big quakes. Because seismic activity, y'all, is there. It's everything's gradually building. It's there. Everything's set in motion. Ain't no plan they can even have, you know, than the plan God has. Are you hearing me? There's no plan that they have than the plan God has.
And Lexington and Concord sparked a revolution. uniting 13 colonies and forging a continental army of farmers and frontiersmen. Against the odds, they turned the tide at Trenton and Saratoga, survived Valley Forge, and at Yorktown forced a British surrender, securing independence and giving birth to the United States of America. Before radios and field phones, sound was the signal. In the Continental Army, pipes and drums carried commands across the chaos of battle, telling soldiers when to advance, when to retreat, even when to rest. That legacy actually lives on today with the U.S. Army Pipe and Drum Corps, part of the 3rd Infantry Regiment known as the Old Guard. Founded back in 1960, they're the only unit of their kind in the armed forces. Performing in uniforms patterned after those worn by General Washington's musicians. Playing period instruments with patriotic precision, they bring history to life, sharing the sound and spirit of the Revolution through more than 500 performances each year, both at home and around the world too. The Old Guard, Pipe and Drum Corps, everybody! And now, from high above, ladies and gentlemen, celebrating 250 years, States Army Parachute Team, the Golden Knights. Descending at over 120 miles an hour, the Golden Knights are using flexible wing gliders to maintain their formation. They open their main canopy simultaneously and negotiate the softest possible landing. I'll tell you, they can't hear you, but they sure can see you. You can give them a great big wave, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Knights, the finest parachuting team in the world. Settlers as native scouts lit the way. Immigrants joined the cause, and the Buffalo Soldiers etched a legacy of grit and honor across.
See how you see majority of whites, you only see a few, not even 10% blacks in that crowd, man. Y'all, man, y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all better wake the fuck up because this shit had always been a racism thing, man. Y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up, man, and get everything you have in order, man. Because when they set this system into a market of beasts, come on, y'all. We had no business, man. We had no business putting ourselves. Because y'all gonna get it sooner or later, man. Y'all gonna get it sooner or later. You want to be amongst these people, think that they're a friend, you know what I mean? I feel sorry for our people, man. Because most of our people feel like they still feel like they're full American here. Nah, man. Not what Trump want to do, man. Not how Trump want to hit the reset button Hit that reset button. Hit the resentment, man. Look what he's trying to do. Sooner or later, it's gonna be a bill where they're gonna it's not it's gonna be something where Trump's gonna get a government shutdown, and they're gonna bring in another pandemic. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because the more you know what I mean, the bear gets poked, the more chaos you see, the more you'll start seeing the government will start shutting this down. That's what's going to be hard, because that's the next thing Trump want to do is to enforce a government shutdown. That's going to be the next thing, y'all.
The American frontier. As they march by, a soldier's uniform signals their duty, their role, and their readiness. And by the late 1850s, official regulations outlined distinct looks shaping the Army's identity and function across the force. Soldiers were issued two coats. One, a short sack coat for work and battle, with brass buttons and colored trim that marked their rank. Well, by war's end, that rugged sack coat became the soldier's uniform of choice. As the war escalated, volunteer enlistment surged. Congress authorized support for a force of up to 500,000 troops, answering the call to preserve the Union. As they march by, representing the Civil War era of our nation's history, is the 4th Infantry Division based out of Fort Carson, Colorado. From Fort Cavazos, Texas, home of legends, the 1st Cavalry Division rides with pride. Born from the thunder of horse cavalry traditions of the Civil War, the 1st team forged its reputation on the front lines of...
Look, man, this is how they gonna do, man. When Trump declare a government shutdown, they're gonna be on horses, making sure you ain't coming out. I'm telling you how things gonna look, man. They put it in your face, y'all. They put it right in your face. They got the horses out. Remember the time. Matter of fact, I can remember the time when I was in Vegas, when people were walking the strip and they had police on horses. This is it. They put it in your face. They showing y'all. See, when Trump do a shutdown and they bring in, you know what I mean, the coronavirus, yeah, because they're going to bring in another pandemic. Y'all better pay attention, man. Y'all better share this video. Y'all better stay tuned. You know what I mean? Because, look, they put it right in your face, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling you what's going to happen, man. This is more than what Trump is trying to do with legal, you know what I mean, immigration. This not about just changing the immigration laws. This is about depopularize the population. This is population control, and they put it right in your face, man. It's like you see the movie the Purge, right? This is it. This is it. This is what they showing you. Because after the parade is crunch time. It's more signing, you know what I mean, executive orders, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all better start getting ready, man. You better get ready so you don't have to get ready, man. Better stay ready, man. Let's go.
History. They storm Manila with the flying column, charge into Pyongyang as the first to breach the line and face the brutal crucible of Iron Drain, the first of 13 named campaigns in Vietnam where they proved their mettle. Today, that same warrior spirit lives on. You'll know the name, and you'll know them by their iconic cav hats, elite soldiers, and cutting-edge equipment. Tough, fit, fearless. The 1st Cavalry Division is a lethal, disciplined force that stands ready to fight and win anywhere, anytime. And the legacy rides on. This is the CAV. Special thanks to our sponsor, Lockheed Martin.
Hey guys, I just found an amazing digital marketing expert on Fiverr.
The company had its most
When you see these people, there's a lot of them. You know, only thing I'm gonna say to you guys, man, the evil American, and it's gonna get bad. You guys, that they're gonna have to find a way where they're gonna have to find love. And God is going to God, you know what I mean, going to send so much signs in this nation, so much signs that they don't see, and He's gonna make these people have love, man. See, when the going gets, you know what I mean, tough, he's gonna make these people have love, man. But it's gonna be too late, y'all, because it's many scientists today and scholars today say it's too late for America because of what is coming on this nation. So I just want to say, you see these people, the majority of them, God is going to make them find love. But it's going to be too late.
In 1914, years of escalating competition between European alliances culminate in the outbreak of the First World War. The two sides engage in the savage war of attrition, defined by opposing trenches, barbed wire, poison gas, and mass casualties. The United States initially maintained its neutrality, but was eventually drawn into the conflict in 1917. Despite having less than 130,000 soldiers at the beginning, the Army eventually grew to over 4 million, with nearly 2 million soldiers serving in Europe. In 6 months of fighting, nearly 50,000 Americans lost their lives, with another 190,000 wounded. The guns fell silent with the armistice of November 11th, 1918. We continue on with more USA World War I rolling stock. This 1918 Dodge touring car was part of the legendary 1919 Transcontinental Convoy. 3,251 miles and 62 grueling days across the Lincoln Highway. Remember, no pavement, no GPS, and no power steering. Just grit, determination, and the drive to push Army mobility into the future. This car literally helped pave the way for the roads we rely on today, and reminds us when the Army moves, the nation follows. The 1918 Dodge Touring Car. Headquartered in New York, this is the 42nd Infantry Division Band. At the start of World War I, the 42nd Infantry Division was formed with troops from 27 National Guard units, stretching across the country like a rainbow, composed of skilled musicians from all walks of life.
Man, World War One, man, 60,000 people slaughtered. Come on, that should tell you you don't. If you're a black man, you have no business fighting a white man's war. You had no business going and fighting these wars. You had no business. We've been always saving America, saving her democracy, and saving her independence. When they put it in your face, they're destroying democracy and the independence. But we've been trying to save it. It's like we, as a people, been trying to save America. Most of us been saying white folks are good. Now all white folks are good. Now all the people is good, brother. There's still racism in America. There's still segregation, right? You know what I mean? We've been segregated, man, and a lot of people just don't know, man. Trump even wanted to resegregate Black Americans. So, what should that tell you? What should that tell you? Let's go.
Professional occupations, they perform a variety of musical genres. Though their mission is primarily a musical one, the members were ordered into active federal service back in 2004 in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom 3. The band has also served in support of numerous state active duty missions, including cleanup efforts following Hurricane Sandy, distribution support during COVID-19, and recently, support for New York State Corrections. Commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 2 Ethan Wagner and led by Drum Major Sergeant First Class Drew Gans, the band is performing Over There, written in 1917 by Broadway composer and recipient of the Congressional Gold Medal George M. Cohan. Representing the World War I era is the 82nd Airborne Division, based out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. You'll notice the unit is wearing replica World War I uniforms signifying the soldiers who served our nation during this time. When the Americans entered the Great War, our soldiers, under the command of General Blackjack Pershing, hit the trenches in the new standard. It was the olive drab winter service uniform. Now on their heads you'll see a steel helmet with sand-textured paint built to deflect deadly shrapnel from above. Not bulletproof, but battle tough. Nicknamed the Pershing boot, on their feet was the M918 1918 French boot. It was designed to survive the brutal grind of trench warfare. And on their backs, the field pack, rations, ammo, first aid, and a gas mask. Everything a doughboy needed to fight and to win. Incidentally, the 42nd Infantry Division was deployed to heavy combat abroad and then deployed again in World War II, ultimately liberating the Dachau concentration camp. The 42nd responded to the terrorist attacks on 9/11. Later, with the war on terrorism, The rainbow stretched across the world again, deploying in Iraq and Afghanistan. Thundering into view, the pride of Fort Sill, the U.S. Army Artillery Half Section. This is literally powered by horsepower and heritage. This elite ceremonial unit honors the legacy of the Army's horse-drawn artillery. With precision, discipline, and 6 majestic horses pulling a vintage 1918 caisson, the half section keeps tradition alive and rolling strong. Representing the power, pride, and precision of America's field artillery, this is Fort Sill's finest, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to our sponsor, Form Energy. In a global fight like World War II, the U.S. Army knew our troops needed more than courage. They needed innovation. Uniforms evolved for every environment, but olive drab remained the mark of the American soldier. Shaped by lessons from the trenches of World War I, the Army introduced 2 battlefield essentials: the M1 helmet, tough, stable, and built to protect under fire, and the M1 Garand rifle, powerful and fast. It gave American troops a very clear edge. General George S. Patton called the M1 rifle the greatest battle implement ever designed, and history proved it right. The 82nd Airborne Division, the unit is best known for their bravery on D-Day, when 12,000 parachute and glider troops.
Such a disgrace, man. That's a disgrace, man. Y'all, and it's a lot of y'all see it though, but some of them don't see it, man. Man, y'all get ready to see the food chain. Y'all gonna be ready to see terrorists. You know, get ready to see, man, a government shutdown, man. Get ready to see law enforcement. Get ready to see the National Guards, man. It's gonna be out because it's gonna get to a point they're gonna close this thing down, man. You dare to come out, and then they're gonna now it's gonna be permission. They're gonna kill you because they fed up, man. They fed up. So you guys, it's just like you guys gotta like just don't put yourself involved in this protesting and you know what I mean? Because it's getting out of hand, man. It's really getting out of hand, man.
Destroyed German supply lines after fighting for 33 days straight. The 101st Airborne Division, based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky, traces its lineage back to 1918 when it first established as the 101st Division. Known for their ability to rapidly deploy across the world, the unit has held a crucial role in operations since its inception. From parachuting behind enemy lines on D-Day to leading helicopter assaults in Vietnam, the 101st redefined modern warfare. In the 50s, the Screaming Eagles stood tall at home, protecting the Little Rock Nine during the fight for civil rights. In recent decades, they've been sent across the world with stints as far as the Middle East, where they took part in Operation Desert Storm and participated extensively in the war on terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Screaming Eagles continue to lead the way as tomorrow's division in today's Army. The iconic Sherman tank is here, ladies and gentlemen. It was the cornerstone of the U.S. Armed Forces, showing its military might in World War II. It became one of the most influential tank designs of the 20th century. The M4 tank was nicknamed the Sherman tank after Civil War General William Tecumseh Sherman. Actually, it was named by the British. With almost 50,000 produced during World War II, the Sherman tank was in active service until 1957. In World War II, the M16 half-track was a force to be reckoned with. It was a self-propelled anti-aircraft weapon with speed, firepower, and grip. Nicknamed the meat chopper, its quad 50 caliber mount could unleash 2,300 rounds a minute. Quite devastating. It served through Korea, Vietnam, and beyond, and remains in use with U.S. allies to this day. The M16 half-track brings the fight wherever it rolls.
Look, I call that the meat eater. The meat eater. Man, look, man. This is to me. Watching this is so. It is so disgraced, man. Mutilate, man. Watching this, man. You guys don't see how disgraced this nation is, man. If you don't know what that is, they call that a meat eater. A meat eater. Ah man, this parade is silly. One of the silliest parades I could ever see, man. Come on, man. This is how you celebrate a 79-year-old man's birthday. Man, look, man. Where the crowd at, man?
Been in a car accident and won $5,000 for free? Let me show you how to get 40 to 80.
The U.S. Army Transportation Corps motto states, nothing happens until something moves. That was never more true than with this. Look at this, the 2.5-ton Chevrolet Deuce and a half. Move up to 10,000 pounds of cargo and was the backbone of the Red Ball Express that kept the Allies supplied after D-Day in World War II.
It's like Trump loves violence, y'all. Y'all not peeping this. Trump loves violence. He loves violence. He loves what he sees, man. But look, man, I'm looking at this. This to me is disgrace to see this, y'all. I don't care if you really agree. I'm just telling you. You know, people have the opinion. People have their own opinion. People have opinions, like just like you have one, right? I have one too. This nation, just look at it. Everything is just stage. Everything is a stage, man. Because look, man, people ain't really paying no attention what God's finna come here and do. They really don't want you to see the big picture, man. You know, that's why, and this is why we get really dumb American people, man, vote, man, and it's like, man, don't come when things start hitting the fan, man. Don't start crying and shit. You know what I mean? You know, and like I said, World War One, man, World War One, 60,000 people died. I'm saying this to my folks. I'm saying this to my black folks. We had no business fighting a white man's war. We had no business. You understand? We fought and went in and and fought the Philippines, fought Germany, fought Mexico, went in to Pearl Harbor. Black people blood was shed. We gave y'all understand, we gave this man comfort when we sweat our blood and tears. This it's a disgrace, man. To even have, you know what I mean, your own opinion, but you know, my opinion don't fit yours. So don't get mad at me.
The Korean War, often referred to as the Forgotten War, began on June 25, 1950, with the North Korean Army's invasion of South Korea. A coalition of South Korea, the United States, and other United Nations members defeated the invasion and advanced into North Korea. The coalition fought and defeated two Chinese offensives in the spring of 1951. Armistice negotiations began shortly after that defeat in July of 1951 until the armistice was signed 2 years later in 1953. Combat consisted of small attacks, raids, and patrolling. During this war, the United States deployed approximately 6.8 million military forces to the Korean Peninsula. Special thanks to our sponsor, Coinbase. The M151 kept rolling along as the lightweight, high-mobility jet purpose vehicle replacing the famed World War II Jeep back in 1961. Officially named the Military Utility Tactical Truck, or MUT, most servicemen generally refer to it as a Jeep. The vehicle spanned more than 40 years and 4 manufacturers and were everywhere that the Army was deployed. Another rolled by earlier, and at 2.5 tons, this deuce and a half, the M35A2 classic military transport truck was a mainstay of the U.S. Army for decades, particularly during the Vietnam War and Operation Iraqi Freedom. The deuce and a half proved its value moving cargo, supplies, and soldiers. Its capabilities include up to 5,000 pounds off-road and 10,000 pounds on-road, making it ideal for moving just about anything. In the jungles of Vietnam, the U.S. Army faced a new kind of war. Helicopters became the new workhorses of battle, delivering troops, firepower, and supplies into some of the most unforgiving terrain on Earth. This is the U.S. Army in Vietnam, the era of air mobility, fierce firefights, and unwavering brotherhood. And over the music, marching through, The roar of these legendary Army helicopters takes to the air. Flying overhead right now, they helped define the Vietnam War. That staccato beat of the rotor blades was a welcome sound of.
Man, this is the purge, man. They got Trump already declared military truce. People protest. There's law enforcement. There's military troops. Hey, look, man, this thing, man. Look, this is just like the purge, y'all. This is just like the purge.
Many troops mired in combat. From transport and medevac to close air support and reconnaissance, they brought the fight to the front and pulled the wounded to safety. The OH-6 Cayuse scouted the terrain with unmatched agility. The AH-1 Cobra, also nicknamed the Snake, brought serious firepower. Its slim design, as you can see here, helped it survive and thrive in hostile environments to protect soldiers below. And the icon of the era, the UH-1 Huey, the first turbine-powered helicopter in service with the U.S. military. There was nothing the Huey couldn't do. General support, air assault, cargo transport, medic evacuation, and ground attack missions. The Cayuse, Cobra, and Huey, ladies and gentlemen, three iconic Army symbols in the sky.
Why is Amazon paying me $63,000 a month? Well, I didn't make this kind of money selling yoga.
The 1st Cavalry Division Band, based out of Fort Cavazos, Texas, has played a vital role in U.S. military history. Since its origins back in 1855 as the band of the 2nd Cavalry, it has supported operations from the Civil War to Desert Storm. Over time, it's evolved into a powerful force using music to strengthen bonds between soldiers and engage with communities. From World War II in Korea to the Vietnam War in Bosnia, the 1st Teen Band has enhanced morale and upheld the division's enduring legacy. Today, the band continues its mission using music to shape perceptions, foster trust, and promote national army and division interests. Standing ready to serve, it remains an enduring symbol of the 1st Cavalry Division's legacy and commitment to duty. The band performs Hit the Leather and Ride on march composed by Captain Robert Meredith Wilson. This piece reflects the cavalry's transition from horses to mechanized warfare, capturing the speed, the resilience, and the tradition of the division. From Fort Cavazo, Texas, everybody, the 1st Cavalry Division Band.
Look, I want to let y'all know, man. America is going to go into another transition, man. And things y'all ain't finna never seen before, man. And y'all better start like getting everything in order, man. Because Trump said like this probably be the last year of FEMA. The next year won't be no FEMA. And since next year ain't gonna be no FEMA, insurance companies ain't gonna be no insurance people coming. It's like every man for himself, everybody for himself, man. It's gonna get real bad, man. It's gonna get real bad. So I don't want people to get angry and because people get angry with me, especially my own black people. They get angry with me. They 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 will say, "Well, how dare Because a lot of people know what's going on with America. I told people, Babylon, America is gonna fall, y'all. This thing's gonna fall. It's gonna burn, and it's gonna burn down to the last dread. And a lot of people are angry with me because they don't see what's gonna come. We got earthquakes that's on this way. A good friend of mine predict that she was hoping that she was praying that it won't come next month. A lot of people think it can happen by the end of this year. So the thing I want to say to you, don't let this day surprise you like they put it so far. They say, well, you got 50, 100 years. We don't see it that long. If you're a believer, we see the time is right here. The time is right here. We don't have 15, 20 years. I keep telling people that this you got you know if I tell you it can happen from now within the next 2 years, you better take heed because we don't have long, y'all. We don't have long. Let's go.
The U.S. Army deployed large numbers of troops in support of the Vietnam War. The first contingent of U.S. Army advisors arrived in Vietnam in the late 1950s, and that quickly grew to a small team of around 100 soldiers, which then expanded to more than 600 over the next decade. As the war intensified, troops numbers quickly grew as the war between the South Vietnamese government and the communist insurgents supported by North Vietnam intensified. By January 1969, more than 364,200 soldiers organized around 7 divisions and 20 separate combat brigades. The United States began withdrawing its forces in July of 1969. The last Army combat unit left South Vietnam in August of 71. The last U.S. combat soldier came home March 1973, while a small number of non-combat personnel remained until April 1975. Representing the Vietnam War era is the 101st Airborne Division based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The unit is wearing replica Vietnam War uniforms signifying the soldiers who served our nation during this time. Blistering heat, thick humidity, and unforgiving terrain demanded uniform innovation. And the Army, they delivered. New lightweight uniforms were constructed to move with the soldier. The M16 replaced the M1 Garand, calling for redesigned ammo gear and faster reloads in combat. Body armor got smarter, jackets and trousers got lighter, and field equipment was reimagined to meet the mission head on. Gone were the heavy Mickey Mouse boots, replaced by canvas tropical combat boots that offered better grip, faster drying, and all-day endurance. Special thanks to our sponsor, Oracle. When Saddam was
Pay attention, y'all. All this is a stage, y'all. Already the World War III already, starting, man. So y'all, man, y'all better get ready, man. You know what I mean? Because this is everything you see, America. Everything is a stage. I tell y'all, man. Everything's a stage for the main event, man. I tell y'all, man. Just keep your eyes open. Keep vigilant and just keep this all at all angles. Just keep your eyes open. Don't go out when there's large gatherings. I keep telling people, you know what I mean? Even I tell my baby mama, like, you want to go places with, what I mean? It's a lot of protesting going on, man. There's a lot of protests going on in different states in the union, and I'm trying to like tell you guys, don't be out with large, gatherings, and I'm telling you, man, We coming into a spiritual, we in a spiritual warfare, y'all. You know what I mean? In the heavenly realm, man, we see this realm, man. The realm is filled with all, you know what I mean, power, dark power, power, you know what I mean, of principalities. So you have to, at all times, you have to be, you know what I mean, you have to be awoken. You have to be, you know what I mean, vigilant. You always got to keep your eyes open, no matter where you at. You got to keep your eyes open. Let's go.
Saints Iraq invaded Kuwait in August 1990. The U.S. Army deployed to Saudi Arabia to deter further Iraqi aggression in the region from what was known as Operation Desert Shield. By the fall, more than 750,000 troops comprising U.S. service members and coalition partners from more than 30 countries had assembled in the Saudi Arabian desert. In mid-January 1991, the U.S.-led coalition began Operation Desert Storm, which kicked off with an intensive air campaign designed to knock out key Iraqi infrastructure and weaken Iraqi forces. The ground offensive was launched in early 1991, where military forces overwhelmingly destroyed enemy tanks and vehicles. After only 100 hours of ground combat, coalition troops liberated Kuwait, and the Gulf War ended with Iraq's surrender.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea.
Look, man, to all my black folks, man, you have no business out trying to fight. Y'all already saying, I got black YouTubers already saying, well, you don't, black people have no business to be out here protesting, fighting, right? But it's the same. If I was to say, black people, y'all don't have no rights to fight. You know what I mean? This white man's war. You have no business out fighting it. That's the same. Same. It's just like 14 of you just left. But I'm saying, y'all, we had no business fight. See, look what's going to happen, man. How long do you think you have time to prepare? Let me say it that way. When these pledges are just boiling, we got earthquakes, we got the volcanoes, super volcanoes are waking back up. We got Yellowstone. We got tsunamis is building from the mountain of, I believe was Halen. I believe if I'm saying it right, it's cracking. That mountain over there is cracking, and it is at 145 feet. So which means it could set up a tsunami wave up to 145 feet. It's at the mountain of Halen. I recommend you guys watch. It's a friend of mine's. She cover up a good research. She cover up, you know what I mean, natural disaster. And these things that you guys, these things is really things over there in different parts, like Italy in different parts, you guys. Over there in Greece, things is just boiling up. You know what I mean? Look at the Cascade Seduction Zone, the San Andreas. Things, things is just boiling right now. It's now it's at a matter of time. California, they've been talking about California then have an earthquake so long that California's due. You know, so you gotta look at things. You gotta look at things. Take things, just really take things. You know what I mean, in consideration, man. Because look, it's like please, this like please hope that this don't come within the end of this year or within next month. So let's go.
From Fort Riley, Kansas, this is the 1st Infantry Division, one of the Army's most storied divisions. Nicknamed the Big Red One because of the distinctive red on their unit patch. As the oldest continuously serving division in the U.S. Army, the unit has participated in every major operation since World War I, living up to its motto, no mission too difficult, no sacrifice too great, duty first. The 1st Infantry Division was originally established as the 1st Expeditionary Division in 1917 and spearheaded the American Expeditionary Forces in France during World War I.
Let me say this. Let me say this to you guys, man. People already are here ready to invade our land, man. You know, and it's just look, man. This life we coming into and living and enjoying on this earth is temporal. I didn't feel like I want to hurt anyone or hurt my black brothers to hurt anyone. You know what I mean? About because people feel like a lot of them feel they're proud to be American and things and they would tell me it wasn't like how it used to be and it always it always used to be the way that we see it, but things it was this things was different. Yeah, it was time. Yeah, there was a time. The economy was booming. And there was a time you can go in and get you a house. You know what I mean? Black people was getting cars. You know what I mean? People was living pretty much good, man. You know. People used to be proud at one point being American. I remember, man. You know what I mean? When I was at a convenience store or even at a drive-through, or basically at a grocery store, convenience store, it'd be the day. You know what I mean? We used to buy something and you know we used to purchase this item and tell tell the worker, the clerk, we keep the change because that's something that I was always taught. Like we give back. Like if I'm at a buffet, my tip is where is good with my waitress. Keep that. Keep the change. Even when I get ready to pay for my, for my dinner. You know what I mean? Those days, I'm just saying, you used to feel good, man, when you was a hard working American citizen, when you was making good money here, things. I remember those times, y'all. You know what I mean? I remember those days, man. You know, and it's just right now, man. The way how we think things going to be, man, it's not going to be. It's not going to never be back good, man. You know what I mean? We're not going to never see this country being back good again, man. It's never going to be back into the good old days. The good old days of America. It's not. It's not going to. We're not going to see that because if the Lord have not cut short the time, you see, but no human being will even survive it. But now, when we see from the sake of His elect, the time is getting short. He's showing you. Just imagine if they can put power and push it in your face. They can send a whole military, law enforcement, the U.S. Army. And they could put that in your face. But this thing, if God can put these pledges right in your face, anything from seeing Yellowstone, super volcanoes, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, fire, tsunamis, hell. See, all these things is right here, y'all. They're right here, live, in motion. See, America, see, in saying this, y'all, America doesn't have an army. They don't have an army with, you know what I mean, what God has. Let's go.
In World War II, the fighting first stormed Omaha Beach on D-Day and liberated Nazi concentration camps. The highly decorated unit has had 37 members of the Big Red One awarded the Medal of Honor. In Washington, D.C., the 1st Division Monument stands in President's Park, memorializing those who died while serving in the 1st Infantry Division. Ladies and gentlemen, they are the Big Red One, the 1st Infantry Division. More military rolling stock. During Operation Desert Storm, the M2 Bradley fighting vehicle proved its value on the battlefield. It is fast, it is tough, and it is lethal. Named for General Omar Bradley, a leader from West Point's famed class of 1916, the Bradley was built to carry troops into combat with protection and power. Armed with a 25mm chain-driven cannon and twin-tube launched optically tagged wire-guided missiles, it played a critical role in clearing the way during the ground assault into Iraq. While the Paladin looks and sounds like a tank, it is technically a self-propelled howitzer that was first introduced back in the 1960s. Over the years, it's been upgraded to perform in versatile battlefields from Vietnam to the Soviet Union to Iraq.
Need a UGC video for your business? Find me and many other skilled creators on Fiverr. Or you could grab a top camera, add good lighting.
In the Gulf War, no division hit harder or moved faster than the 1st Armored. The 1st Armored Division, nicknamed Old Ironsides, is the oldest, most recognizable armored division in the United States Army. As part of the buildup for World War II, cavalry and reconnaissance units were brought together to form the 1st Armored Division in 1940. In the Gulf War, no division hit harder.
Look, y'all don't really see that the people look worried. They got, you know what I mean? They got that worriedness on their face, man. They look worried, y'all. Like they know something is going to happen. Like I said, I don't know about you, but these people look worried, man.
Or moved faster than the 1st Armored. Old Ironsides really led the way. During Desert Storm, they engaged in some of the largest tank battles in Army history that were decisive victories, shattering enemy formations. Based in Fort Bliss, Texas, America's Tank Division is currently supporting missions in 20 countries across 5 continents. From World War II to today, Old Ironsides remains battle-proven and always ready.
This is the wicked Babylon, man. This is the fall of the Babylon, man. This is the fall of America, man. This is the wicked people, man. America become a haven. So you see nothing but a haven, a hateful bird, a cage. You see for every hateful bird, man. Your haven. Let's go. Look, it been a time, and you know what I mean. It been a time that you used to be proud here. You used to be proud. But sometimes, y'all, we're not even living in those times no more. So quit right now. Quit trying to hold on to something that you think you have. You know, people like Kwame Brown and other black people, man. Y'all really make yourself look like fools, man. You know, I ain't taking nothing from Kwame Brown, but Kwame Brown, man, you making yourself look so like a fool. Just because you got a little statue, that bird, that see this idols all along our people serve. He think he's American. He think he's a patriot. That's behind that bird. You know what I mean? You see nothing but the patriot, but the patriotic people. They're the patriotic. You know what I mean? They look, man. I'm gonna say it like this, man. A lot of people are gonna be willing to do whatever ever the devil bid them to do, man. These people are doing the devil's bidding. Look, man. I'm telling you, to all the people that worship Most High God, you got to come out of her. Come out of Babylon. Come out of America. Come out of her wicked ways, man. got to come out, man. So the devil can't give you nothing what God can give you, man. The devil can't give you nothing. But make it hard. Make it hard for your people. Make it hard for you. He can't give you nothing, man. What can the devil give you that what God can give you? Let's go.
First used in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm, the M119 howitzer brought precision firepower to the front lines. Lighter and more mobile than larger artillery, it was built for the infantry.
But a lot of you may think that America can be the winners of this universal war. But I'm telling you, her divine die is set against her, man. Hear me. Her divine die is a set already against her, man. You know, today she can boast of how much, ammunition, ammunition she has, how much, you know, that she can destroy continents. She can boast of what she has. But at the end of the day, can she win against God Almighty? Because America, you guys, she don't have the things God have, man. And things finna boil down to the last dread, man. And I get my brothers that's hating me because I'm saying this country's gonna burn. And you gonna have to get used to being in the wilderness, man. Because at the end of the day, only gonna be the strong that will survive. Only the strong survive. You not look. Don't think you're gonna be here, and think you can hold on to the things you have, man. You know, some people's house was burned. Some people's house wasn't spared. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a time, y'all. You're gonna have to move or do something, man. You can't say to yourself and stand to you and thinking that, well, I'm waiting on people to change. I'm waiting on these people to change. So you're gonna be waiting until after they've been dead a couple thousand years, nothing's gonna change. See, these people ain't gonna change. This change. See, the only thing change people is God. See, God can't change people against their will. So you're gonna have to commit America that they need God, so God can change these people. But see, only when we out protesting, fighting, we fighting hard at people that are sinners, though. Trying to maintain your situation, which means you already forgot what God and done. See, the scriptures told you to stand still. Don't fight. You stand still and see the victory and starvation of God. See, everything you need done. See, God has already done it. See, everything you looking for, He's already finna do it. Just like He said He was going to do. Just as it was fulfilled. Just as it was prophesied. Wherever God said He's going to do, He's going to do. Let's go.
Brigade, able to fire high into the air or directly at the target depending on the mission. Whether used in battery formation or as a standalone support weapon, the M119 delivered reliable, responsible fire when it mattered most. Still in service today, including on the front lines in Ukraine, it remains a trusted part of the Army's arsenal.
Wait, if you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or Gilbert Street, this is the money glitch that's getting former detainees.
Special thanks to our sponsor, UFC. On September 11, 2001, terrorists destroyed the World Trade Center in New York City and struck the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. using commercial airliners. In response, the U.S. launched the global war on terrorism. The U.S. would stop potential threats around the world and take the fight to terrorist groups and the nations that back them. The Army immediately deployed forces to Afghanistan to destroy Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda terrorist organization and depose his sponsors, the ruling Taliban. The 2003 President Bush expanded the war to Iraq. Soldiers and other armed services overthrew Iraq's dictator Saddam Hussein. The fight to stabilize Iraq and prevent terrorist groups from overthrowing its new government continues to this.
And when that happened, man, all the jobs was sent. Bush, with President Bush, y'all remember President Bush? He created mass destruction. Bush was no worse than Trump, man. You see, man. He created weapons of mass destruction. And look, ain't nothing been, you see, ain't nothing been right since. Nothing been right since, man. So don't be a fool to continue to follow these people when they don't have your best interest today, man. A lot of people think, well, I'm American, I'm not gonna defend. How you really gonna defend your home, man? When most high God says he's gonna fight on our behalf, man. When he's fighting, he's gonna fight for us. And you know damn well you can't even take on this fight. You can't take on this fight you see today, man. But God, I'm saying to you, God is willing to take up the fight. He's willing to take up the fight for you. Because the armies, it's nothing to compare what he has. It's nothing compared what he has to wipe out a nation less than 8 hours. You only have time to prepare less than 8 hours. Take it or leave it. So this does that means that I don't know the end of it all. But if I was to tell you that the end is right here, don't be a fool. That all the pledge you see, it's live in motion. From hurricanes, tornadoes, hailstorms, from fire, earthquakes, tsunamis. Yellowstone. So don't tell me if God want to get a hold of you. These pleasures you see that's boiling. And each one of these pleasures can tick at any given time. See, earthquakes is here. And it's touching America lightly. Most of you are feeling the ground shaking under your feet. But they are here. And there's more to come.
This day, the campaign in Afghanistan lasted until 2021 when U.S. forces withdrew and the Taliban returned to power. Over the course of the two-decade conflict, over 2 million servicemen and women, less than 1% of the American population deployed in support of the global war on terrorism. Most of those who served were members of the United States Army.
See, let me talk about this glorious, this global war, this global, terrorist. America being a terrorist, a public enemy number one on God's radar. She loved meddling in other people's affairs. She can't never keep her nose clean. When you see her feet are swift to shed innocent blood. Black people fought to save American independence. But today, now you see she got her feet set on tens and millions of Black American people now. What is your hope? What is your hope of most of you cleanse and on into being something that you never was? You're not being represented as a full American citizen owner. You're not. And I hate to bust most of you. I hate to bust your bubble. You're not, brother. You're not a full citizen owner. Because most of us only plead to ask for a damn job here. If we're gonna go and ask the government for anything, well, let's go and ask them. Give a couple of these states now that our Father have built for you. We well deserve it. You're not going to ask them what will give us $100 billion. Give out $1 million to each family. And watch he don't turn a deaf ear to you. See, our Father will say, we help America. We help build this country. But when you are kicked and treated like an unwanted dog, now do it make any sense to you that you being treated like that unwanted dog? You see, most of you just don't understand because most of you are willing to integrate with the enemy. Most of you are ready to partake with the enemy. Most of you are in love. See, when I said, don't come to me crying, because you're amongst them. And when God is coming to destroy, and he's coming in the neck of the woods, if you're amongst them, this is the time you got to get your mind right. You got to come out of her. Because most of you still living right there, right in the South, when God's going to start there. He starts right there. The lower end of Egypt. Most of you guys got to come out. He's showing you something, man. You got to come out. You can't now be. God is going to start right in the lower end of Egypt. You can't be amongst the people that he's going to destroy. And the sad thing, man, the people that he's coming to destroy, they're going to have to realize that when he's coming to your neck of the woods, you got to realize FEMA ain't coming out. Trump ain't giving a damn. Yeah, see. I believe to some point there's a remnant of them will be saved, even if they have the words of Jesus. Even if they giving a brother or sister a drink of water and that being a good act. Most of them may be saved, but even though they may not be the righteous. But I want to say this to y'all. God is going to allow you, and he's going to make you love. Because I don't care what creed you are, every nation will bow. Whether on the heaven, on this earth. And when the Quran has a similar verse, every nation will kneel, man. You're gonna bow. You're gonna bow. And when God gets the nation to bow, you're gonna realize that God is bringing this nation into a nothing. Now don't get mad at me because you want to hold on to something that this wasn't yours. You understand? America ain't yours. You passing through. This is temporary. They ain't never gave you a temporary home. They ain't never gave you a couple of this land to yourself. Without you seeing the continued harassment. Let's go.
People come to us
and their teeth are so bad that they all need to be extracted. They all need to be taken out, and they need to get brand new teeth.
Terrorism saw the introduction of a range of new technologies on the battlefield. 8-wheeled Stryker armored combat vehicle is the first new military vehicle to enter service in the U.S. Army since the Abrams tank back in the 1980s. The vehicle was developed to fill a gap in the Army's inventory between a lighter infantry and heavy armored unit. The Stryker armored combat vehicle enables the team to maneuver in close and urban terrain, plus provide protection in open terrain and transport infantry quickly to critical battlefield positions. The first Stryker vehicles were fielded back in 2002, with the first Stryker Brigade combat team deploying to Iraq in 2003.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to show you a way to
U.S. Army Rangers, predating the Revolutionary War, fought in the War of 1812 as part of the regular Army and patrolled the frontier from Ohio to western Illinois on horseback and by boat, with the likes of Daniel Boone and Abraham Lincoln in their ranks. After the 9/11 terrorist attacks, Rangers were called upon to lead the way in the global war on terrorism. As part of the U.S. Army Special Operations Command, the 75th Ranger Regiment, based out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, represents a lethal, agile, and flexible force capable of conducting many complex joint special operations missions. Today's Rangers Regiment is the Army's premier direct action raid force. It is always combat ready, mentally and physically tough, and prepared to fight our country's adversaries. The U.S. Army Special Operations Command is an elite group of individuals trained to lead and succeed in protecting the country from their threats. Composed of 5 units with unique specialties, Special Operations works with small tactical teams, taking on the most challenging and sensitive missions. Military legends to service members and civilians alike, they take on terrorists through quiet guerrilla war-style missions in foreign countries. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Army Special Forces. The Stryker Brigade combat team combines the capacity for rapid deployment with survivability and tactical mobility. Adaptability and continuous transformation to overcome our enemies is vital. Fighting an elusive enemy in distant places and at home requires tools such as unmanned aerial vehicles for surveillance and the Blue Force tracker to see real-time details of troop movements. The United States does not face the challenging international environment alone. Our network of allies and partners is an advantage that our adversaries can never hope to match. Over 80 nations have fought alongside the United States or assisted in during the global war on terrorism. The 10th Mountain Division's climb to glory began with its establishment as the 10th Light Division in July 1943. The only one of its size in the U.S. military received specialized training for fighting in mountainous conditions. After periods spent inactive as a training division and as a standard infantry division, the unit returned to its roots in 1985 when it regained its Mountain Division designation. In the 1990s, the division participated in numerous humanitarian and peacekeeping operations. During the War on Terrorism, the 10th Mountain Division proved their mettle as light fighters, repeated deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, since 2002, the 10th Mountain Division, based out of Fort Drum, New York, has been the most deployed regular Army unit. Its combat brigades have seen over 20 deployments to both Iraq and Afghanistan in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. To show America's military might, they have one purpose: to deter war and, if ordered, defeat the enemies of the United States of America. They are the 10th Mountain Division. Investments in cutting-edge systems, drone technology, and capabilities strengthen the force, equipping soldiers with the tools they need to protect the country and defend democracy. The Army has 8 Stryker Brigade combat teams, 6 in the active component and 2 in the National Guard. More than 2/3 of the 7,000 servicemen and women who sacrificed their lives fighting the global war on terrorism were part of one of the Army's 3 branches: active duty forces, the Army Reserve, and the Army National Guard. The Army is continuously transforming to deter aggression to ensure our adversaries cannot outrange or outpace us. This transformation is not just about adapting, it's about maintaining dominance, ensuring that America's Army remains unmatched in its speed, flexibility, and ability to support the nation's strategic priorities.
So that's how they're growing so fast. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts. Unbelievable.
Alright, you guys, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, man. And share this video, man. Because America's on the verge, man. This nation's on the verge of falling. This nation's on the verge of collapsing. You know, so you guys please share this video, man. You know, because sometimes YouTube, you know what I mean, algorithm is this, you know, it's kind of iffy. So Make sure you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we out.